Hey guys, Thunderstruck MTB here. Yes, it's been a while, and yes, I still exist. Things are going well here, and I hope wherever you are in the world, whenever you are in the world, things are going well for you and yours as well. So no video for me for a while, just simply because I've been really happy with the bike and all the components on it. Things have been going well, so pretty happy. But as you saw from the title of the video and the fact that there's a video out, that has changed. So this is going to be from my perspective of a rider who's had SRAM GX AXS, the original, not transmission, the original, for 2 years and over 2,000 miles. Why I switched back to mechanical, the exact reason, and then during the troubleshooting process, why the subjective reason why I will probably never go back. So if you're interested with that, if you're thinking about upgrading, I just did air quotes for upgrading, go ahead and see what you think. This isn't going to be a hater video. I'm not even going to mention how hard it is to charge batteries, because you know what, it isn't, so it's nothing like that. So anyway, here we go. Here's what happened. So from the second I installed it, I'll link a video at the end of this one. I was not happy with that derailleur noise flapping around back here, uncontrolled. Just made a racket, a ton of noise as the big, heavy derailleur wrapped around and banged around the derailleur hanger from its main pivot. I'm not the only one to complain about this. It's just a fact of how it's designed. So that being said, I live with it. I live with that con. And I did like the way I was able to shift with my thumb. I don't have great dexterity, and I could just bang up and down and do my shifts. That I dug. But a few weeks ago, 5 weeks ago, something like that, I started getting everything was fine for the 2 years. And then on the trail, I started getting a rasping or a ticking noise in fifth gear. And I was like, what is that? So I kind of finished off the ride. Looked at it during the ride, looked at the derailleur. The derailleur looked fine. No major marks of any kind. Some little pits here and there over 2 years and 2,000 miles of riding, but no strikes to the derailleur. Derailleur was fine. Grab my multi-tool out real quick. Yeah, still tight. Whatever. Kind of get home here and start doing the troubleshooting process. And, kind of first thing I did was took it off. And a guy who owns an Abbey Hag rear derailleur alignment gauge kind of tells you how serious I am about the straightness of my derailleur hanger. So that was perfectly straight in every plane. And I thought, well, maybe it's the cassette, and tried different cassettes. That's a Garbaruch, kind of a brand new one, 1052 that I'm on. Threw back on my known working Garbaruch 1050 with about, again, 2,000 miles on it, something like that. Same ticking noise. And pretty much a SRAM X01 with about 400 miles on it. Same ticking noise. And even tucked over there in the corner under that pile is a really old, but a SRAM GX cassette. Same thing, same ticking noise. With this wheel set and with the wheel set hanging right up there. That's also there, same thing. And that was a DT Swiss 350 wheel set as well. So went through all of the usual things, not a whole lot of adjustment on the derailleur. Yes, it was tight, 11 Newton meters. B-gap gauge said that the B-gap screw had not moved. B-gap was good. Of course, the limit screws on AXS don't really do anything. You back those off. So the only adjustments I had were in the indexing, or in the AXS world, it's called micro adjust. And it's 1 to 31 clicks of micro adjust. And that moves the derailleur ever so slightly, inboard and outboard. And the lower the number, like 1, is closer here to inboard first gear, and the higher the number, say 31, is more outboard, closer to 12th gear. So all I've ever had, guys, was 2 of those numbers worked on this bike. 18 and 19 when I first set it up. 18 or 19 were the only ones that work. 17 and below, horrific rasping noises and terrible shifting. And 20 and above, same thing, but different, just terrible. So I only had 2. Now I'm down to 2, 18 or 19. I preferred 18 of those 2. It gave the best overall shifting. And away I went. Well, and during that troubleshooting phase, I, of course, played with the micro adjust or the indexing. And as soon as I went to 19, yep, it got rid of that ticking in 5th gear. but now it added ticking in 8th gear. So the shifting was still good for both settings up and down, but in one micro setting, I had ticking in 8th gear and one in 5th gear. Same could be said for every single cassette and on both wheel sets. So pretty frustrating. What I believe happened, this is just now, so that's what happened and what led me to go back to mechanical, which we're getting to. But what do I think happened? What I think happened is it just wore out. I think that the derailleur, the big chunk of lead, that's what, 460 grams, hanging off the back of this bike, swinging around like freaking Tarzan on crack for almost 2,000 miles, I think just wore out its pivots, its bushings, whatever. And the granularity of only having 1 to 31 clicks on the AXS controller up here, it just moves, the derailleur just moves too much. It just, it's such an exaggerated movement that I could not find a spot to have no ticking and still have good shifting. I think if I had like an 18.5 or an 18.35 setting, I think I probably could have got well, I don't think, I 100% know, because we're getting to that I could have got the rasping out. So during that phase of me being frustrated, I thought, aha, I have my 5-year-old old school SRAM GX Eagle, like the first iteration of it. It's not even good for a 52 tooth cog type old. Came off this bike. That's what I replaced the AXS with. Came off. This has external cable routing, which is great. So I kept it in one piece. Just unbolted it, threw it over there in my little parts bin, and there it sat. I thought, you know what? Let me throw this back on. Took all of 5 minutes. Took off the AXS, threw that on, and guys, gals, not even a barrel adjust, nothing. It was complete butter. So then I was like, okay, that's great. And so I started getting, how far can I go? I found that I could go almost 11 clicks of the barrel adjust on that one, 11 clicks, before I would induce a rasp in 5th gear, and then like back it out the 11 clicks before I would start to induce a rasp on 8th gear. So again, consistent, where there's something with the chainstay length of this bike or the design of this bike or all the tolerances together or whatever. Obviously, the 5th and the 8th gear start to be an issue with these tight tolerances of these 12-speed drivetrains, or at least on my bike for what I was seeing. But I couldn't tune it out of the AXS because of such coarse settings of only having 31 little clicks. Compared to this, I have almost an infinity amount of clicks to do. So it was just easy to tune it out. Basically anywhere in the middle of those 11 clicks of the barrel, I could get rid of all rasping in any cog 1 through 12 and have good shifting. Now some of those settings of those 11 were better shifting than others, and of course I settled on the best. That was it, guys. That's what led me to just decide, hey, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and rather than, I had two choices. I could buy a brand new GX AXS rear derailleur, and by the time I saw the price, I thought, you know what? Hell no, I'm not going to spend the price on that. I mean, 2 years ago, I got the whole thing from Lord Gunn back when they shipped SRAM here to the States. Got the whole thing, the whole kit, the battery, the charger, everything for like $404 or something to the door. And I was looking at $372 plus tax for a new rear derailleur. Got my hackles up and said, nope, screw you. But I went back to SRAM anyway because I like the cage lock. And I went ahead and got the mechanical X01. X01 shifter. It's there somewhere, but that's an X01 shifter. And an X01 brand new chain, which I just kind of needed anyway. That wasn't part of the issue, but I just got a chain as well. And a Shimano SP41 cable housing set with 2 of their OptiSlick cables in there, enough for 2 changes. And I got all that, guys, for about the price of what I would have paid for just an AXS GX derailleur. And that's why it's off the bike. So those are the real reasons. Now, I told you I was going to tell you about maybe what I thought subjectively. And here's what I didn't really realize about myself was when I threw this back on to do the troubleshooting to see what was going on, I'm going to be honest, I forgot just how much I liked mechanical shifting. Now, full disclosure, for me, 55 years old. I've had many vehicles. I would say 3/4 of them have been manual or stick shift vehicles. I grew up doing moto at a high level. I like the feeling of shifting gears, I always have, and I kind of forgot that I like to pull off a nice shift. I mean, you push the cable and you push it just a little bit past the click or right to the click or whatever. There's an art on a mechanical to banging off nice crisp gears. There just is. And I don't race. I'm not a Strava jockey. I don't even really know half the trails, the segments up there. I couldn't care less when I ride. I like the smells. I like the sounds of the bike on the dirt. I like to see coyotes. I love the scenery, to hear my breathing. That to me is all riding and being in my own thoughts. And I love also to feel to bang off a nice shift, to get those 2 clicks real quick as you're going to go up, or 1 click followed by 2, just whatever. And I forgot just how much I like a mechanical shift. And on the AXS, it's like driving an automatic car. With the AXS, it's dead. It's a cold feeling. You know, on a mechanical, when you upshift, meaning the thumb button here, when you upshift, you just hit a click and the spring brings it down. It's just kind of, there's nothing you can do, right? You just hit a button and it clicks and the spring does it. But it's this downshift where you go up to a bigger gear in the back. That's the one where all the fun is. That's the one you can really feel with your thumb and take pride in your shifts. And with the AXS, there's none of that, guys. It is just this cold, dead, wooden feel that you push the button up here and that motor down here forces that thing up the cassette, no matter where you are and how fast you're pedaling, the load you're pedaling. Sometimes it's buttery smooth, sometimes for whatever reason it's not. That doesn't care. That robot just throws it up there, and it's a very cold, numb feel compared to the mechanical. So that's why I do like on the AXS, my thumb, just able to kind of boom, boom, and get where I had to get. Where this one here, my thumb dexterity isn't the best, so I can only get about 3 clicks on a downshift of this paddle here. But with the XO1, it's nice. I could adjust my downshift paddle once I got everything into rotation. Once I got my clamp and my rotation this way and my in and out that way, then I fine-tuned it with pushing this guy a little bit in, and that's really helped. But I can still only get 3 clicks at a time with my thumb on the mechanical, and I'm okay with that. The bike is whisper quiet now. This derailleur, weighing half as much or less than half as much, doesn't flap around. Plus it has the passive cable here to hold the body against the rear derailleur, so it is whisper quiet. Now I realize kind of how much my Fidlock water bottle sort of rattles, so which I didn't really realize it rattled so much because I couldn't hear it over the frickin' skeleton in the closet going down a frickin' staircase in the back of what I had before with the AXS. So anyway, guys, gals, there you go. It was never going to be a short one. This is Thunderstruck MTB, but that's the real reason I did it. SRAM could fix this if instead of having 1 to 31 clicks here, why not make it 1 to 99, 1 to 130? I mean, it's just a programming thing, right? Program it in to tell that motor to, instead of moving, say, 0.3 of a millimeter left and right, program it to move 1/10. Give the end user, us, more room to get that thing dialed in, and maybe it would still be on the bike. Not maybe. It would probably still be on the bike because I would still live with it flapping around here. And I wouldn't even know it was worn out yet because I could have adjusted the derailleur if I had more clicks instead of 31. I could have taken care of it. Well, dumb me. I gave SRAM even more money, but I do like their cage lock feature on their rear derailleur, quite frankly. As stupid as that sounds, I just love it. It's a piece of cake, and going back to like a Shimano or something else, it's really hard. It's really hard when you can't lock that cage down. So that's the reason I'm back on SRAM. But again, SRAM, do better, man. Get your guys programming. Google will take care of it for you. Get someone at Google to program that thing, to tell the motor you have 100 clicks, a lot more fine tuning, and take care of it. So anyway, guys, gals, again, thanks for watching. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. I'll always answer. But here's to me not putting another video up real quick, because that means everything's working well. Spoiler alert, there's going to be an update on this fork here. And yeah, it's still on the bike, so that probably tells you something about that 34. Anyway, guys, gals, that's about it. I hope everybody has a great time. Go out and ride your bike, and I'll catch you on the next one. See ya.